And I didn't know what I should be talking on, and then I said, why didn't I talk on the Prajnaparamita? So I talk on the 6 paramitas. And my topic is how to apply the 6 paramitas to management and accounting. And they like it. You can apply the 6 paramitas to daily life, to management, to your family, to your work site, to your job. How? Say, for example, the 6, it's just a diversion from my talk. I just want to tell you the practicality of Buddhism, just for 10 minutes. Say 6 paramitas. The first one is giving. The giving in the Sanskrit language is dana, D-A-N-N-A, the practice of giving. The practice of giving is extremely important in the society. I remember there's a politician who said, the most important is not to think of the country. What you receive from the country is what you give to the country. If everybody just want to receive, they don't want to give, this wouldn't be a warm and welcoming society to live in. This will be a society of selfishness because you just want to receive, you don't want to give. So to practice generosity is to give out. You give out your efforts, you give out your warmth, your love, your compassion, your help, your assistance. You have to give. The practice of giving there's profundity in the practice of giving. The generosity, charity. The last time when I was talking on how to apply giving to management, I said, if a company is extremely egoistic and not think about returning to the society what they have got, this is not a good company. The morality of a company, the integrity of a company, the righteousness of a company is in its mission. Its mission is not just to give employment. It's not just to give a service or product to the society. It's in rendering its product and service with compassion, with generosity. So a company is always think of giving back, not just getting. The same applies to a family. If every member of a family only thinks about getting, receiving from dad, receiving from mom, from grandma, from granddad, it's a selfish family. So in the family, we all should be teaching kids to give, to render, to help. So you see the importance of giving? Generosity is the most important. And it's the easiest to practice. It reduces your ego. It helps to eliminate your egoistic feeling of just bettering yourself. So without getting into too much detail, because I said only 10 minutes, and I've gone about 5 minutes already. So, generosity, and the next is ethics, the practice of morality. Imagine, without morality, what would this society become? Without morality, what would this family become? This company, this organization. So morality is ethics. From perspective of management, applying ethics, this ethic is the rules and regulations of the company. If a company does not have rules and regulations, no ethics, no work morale, this is not going to be a profitable company. So ethics, morale, the working morale, rules and regulations, extremely important. That's what I mean by ethics. Next, patience, the practice of endurance. In life, there's always ups and downs. In a company, there's always ups and downs. Sometimes it's profitable, sometimes it's not profitable. Sometimes you're going through storms, you're going through difficult period. But you've got to endure it. You must learn how to tolerate it. You must learn how to endure in difficult times. You perceive the good times, and in difficult times, you accumulate your strength and improve for the better. In your life, don't you have ups and downs? When you are down, how do you handle yourself? How do you handle your life when you are extremely down, when you're depressed? Do you just depress as if you've gone down and you never get up again? No more hope? Only anxiety, only fear, only disappointment? You got to know how to endure difficult times. You're not always in a rosy garden. There's always storms, snowstorms, rain. You're just like a ship in a stormy weather. You're going through, and the time will come when the storm is less violent. You've got to go through all this. So patience is a very important concept. The practice of tolerance and endurance. Don't you think that endurance and tolerance is extremely important in life? If you cannot accept failure, it's extremely difficult. If you always have been an A student and suddenly you got a C, can you tolerate it? Can you accept failure? Can you get up your courage and move on? Or you just sit down there and be depressed? Can you get up all your gears and put your knapsacks on your back and walk again? Or you can't. You just sit there and you cry and you get depressed. You've got to have this patience and endurance. That's the third. The fourth, efforts. What's this meaning? The practice of diligence. If you're lazy, you can never be successful. If you're not working hard, there's no lazy, successful businessman. When a businessman makes billions of dollars, you think that, oh, he's lucky. He's not lucky. He's been working hard. He's working 18 hours per day. You only know his successful appearance, but you don't know that behind his success, he put in a lot of sweat and blood sometimes. You only see the good part. You don't see the working part, the part that it applied the most. Efforts, diligence. I remember I came across, there was a Buddhist who came to me a few years ago, 8-9 years ago, and he told me that my son has been very lazy, and I think that he's not gonna make it to university. He's now in grade 12, and Reverend, can you do something about it? Can you talk to my son? Make him work harder. He's slacking off and he doesn't really care, and he said that what's the point of going to the university? It's the same anyway. You don't need a degree to be successful. Look at certain Mr. A, he doesn't have any degree and he become a billionaire. So why do I have to become a billionaire? Why do I have to become a good student? I don't need to study in university. I don't need to go on. Well, it's true that you don't need to go to university, but you can't be lazy. If you don't go to university and make use of time to slack off and go partying and karaoke and all that, then you are lazy. So I talked to his son, and a very intelligent youngster. He's just lazy. And later, after a long talk, I found out that the main reason, and he told me one sentence that struck the bell in me. He said, look, my mom always tells me to work hard, but he sleeps until noon. She sleeps until noon and I make my own lunch. And how can she tell me to work hard? Well, she's so lazy. My mom is so lazy. So you got to give a good example to your children. efforts, practice of diligence. So I convey this information to the dad. And of course, I have to be technical because I don't want to see a divorce. So it works out that the son is, I think he graduated already from Western Ontario. He made it to university. He's an intelligent guy. It's just he couldn't stand his mom being so lazy, and he didn't want to work hard. So it's important that you set a good example. If the mom had come to learn Buddhism, she wouldn't have been so lazy. Anyway, that's the fourth. The fifth is concentration. The practice of meditation, you need concentration. If you don't have concentration, you can never be successful. You need to concentrate in what you're doing. A student who can concentrate in his studies will be an A student. A worker who can concentrate in his work will be an A worker. You need your concentration, your persistence. Thomas Edison tried hundreds of experiments to be successful later in his scientific discovery. You need concentration. The sixth is wisdom, the cultivation of wisdom. Wisdom is important. If you don't have wisdom, you wouldn't have carried out your generosity, your ethics, your patience, your efforts, and your concentration. You need to have that wisdom to guide you. The six parameters is like a ship carrying you from this shore to the other shore, from this shore of confusion, from this shore of non-enlightenment to that shore of nirvana. You need a ship, and that ship has 6 functions in it. That's the 6 parameters. That ship that carry from you, from this shore of reincarnation to that shore of enlightenment going through the sea, that ship needs 6 functions to work properly. Generosity, ethics, patience, efforts, concentration. And finally, the wisdom. And that wisdom is the captain of the ship. If there's no captain, how can you guide the ship to go along? You've got to have wisdom.